everyone. Good morning. So nice to see you. So nice to be able to speak to you to where you can hear me. I brought some friends here with me today. This was the expression of a man who lived in a remote part of the world that was so at ease with seeing visitors, welcoming us in, encouraging us to stay overnight in his longhouse, and then to get up the next morning and go swimming in his lake where all the piranhas lived. He looked well fed, so I wasn't too concerned. But it brings to light what we're really wanting to bring forth here today. And that is a specific kind of creative expression. You can look at life and you can see that what meets the eye and what we have been programmed to believe is not all there is to life. As a matter of fact, I think it's really a limited, shallow part of true existence. But when you allow yourself to open up to your inner nature, you're able to then move beyond just conceptualizing things and attempting to try to relate to life through your concepts. As a matter of fact, you come to a place of entering into a dimensional realm where another language is used entirely. It is more the language of the soul. It helps us to move beyond ourselves in a very similar way that spirituality does. Because spirituality is about transformation. Now, I'm not speaking of just the ritualized versions that we find in religions today. I'm speaking more in terms of that inner connection that all of us have access to. Creativity is really about honoring this other kind of intelligence that originates from within us instead of outside sources. Now, this took me forever to get to a place to where I felt comfortable. And that's because it was just so alive. As a matter of fact, it's alive right now. If any of you after the service would like to come up and get a better feel for it, please feel free to do so. In a way, you can say that creativity, like spirituality, is a search for meaning of life. Viktor Frankl described the search for meaning in one's life as the primary motivational force in persons. Because it can help us to cultivate a relationship to mystery. If you ever allow yourself to get into a space where you just say, okay, I'm going to be a kid today. I'm going to let my hands do what they feel inspired to do. I'm going to let them mold and shape and bring forth whatever it is that they do without my head getting in the way. If you can combine these two, you can see that what we're talking about is the light of life itself, shining through and affecting everything big and small. You might could even combine the two and say that people who have this connection in life are spiritual creatives who are called, led, or guided to do their artistic work by a higher power. And consider for a moment creativity as life reaching inside of you and stirring you at the core of your being to come forth with what you are able to discern is there that goes beyond mere language. It is a desire and a sense of responsibility to tell the truth according to that inner interpreter. When you bring forth a manifestation that is creative in its expression, it stirs you at a depth that no words could ever touch. But then you have to look and see that, to a certain extent, You have to move beyond that voice that would tend to muffle spirit. Anyone who's worked with creativity knows that your ego is going to get in there and say, no, you shouldn't do it that way, you shouldn't do it this way. And you're able to recognize that and move beyond it. What it is to give light must endure. Viktor Frankl said this, and he said it as a Holocaust survivor and as one who found meaning in concentration camps, and also discovered that those who had a connection with meaning in their lives, even though they were in a prison camp, did a much better job at coming out more whole than those who gave up and didn't have this. Now here we are in the world today, and what's going on in the world today is certainly affecting all of humanity. And the majority of humanity has not tapped into the depths of their own connections to the invisible, to where those connections then give them a support that give them a sense of meaning and value. I see so many people walking around in their distracted states, always on their cell phones. They even walk into things because they're so busy trying to keep up with something that they just looked at 15 seconds ago, and it's the same message. It's astounding how distracted people can become and then wonder why they are so unconnected and unhappy. Now, the connections do not lie outside of us, you see. It isn't a matter of coming into a sanctuary. It isn't a matter of coming into a church. It's a matter of recognizing that within you lie your true and genuine connections. When you're able to tap into this, it can give you a strength and a fortitude that no verbal communication will ever be able to substitute for. Now, having brought some of this to your attention, consider you are a spiritual being clothed in a body of earth. You may have grown so identified with your body that you believe you are your body, when the fact of the matter is your body is simply a vehicle through which you, the spirit, express and manifest. You gain your experiences through the body, and it is in no wise to diminish the value and importance of the body, but it is to help you to awaken to a deeper level of who you truly are, so that you can then raise your expressions through your body up to that level where you feel your connections to a higher power that then flows through you and affects you and others that you are in contact with. So for many who are in the light and feel of the light, they find that success is not defined by numbers. Not the amount of money made or the number of people who know their name, but rather by their connection to the process instead of identifying with only the product. Before our service today, I just happened to turn on a piece that was a one-time hit. And the identification with that hit by this group kept them solidly linked to that, and life has gone on beyond them. It's nice to turn back the dial and tune into them and listen to what they had to say. But the important thing is to encourage you to look and see that truly life does not wait on anyone. Life continues to move. This is not to make you anxious or feel that you have to keep up with the pace of life. Rather, it is to help you to enter into that creative, meditative state to where you feel your genuine connection and realize it's all right for you to be you. It's all right for you to be involved in life. And it's all right for you to be a channel for a higher expression, to actually pour itself through. Perhaps you don't have that vision of yourself. You don't feel that you're up to it or that you're worthy of it. Stop and think now. We're talking in two different languages here. You're relating to this from the conceptual language of what you've been taught and trained to believe is true and not true about yourself. And I'm speaking of another language that helps to reveal you for who you are in your multifaceted, multi-dimensional, true nature. So, I want to bring this to a place of then asking you some questions. Are you able to surrender some level of control and allow the creative process to unfold freely within you?
Yes.
Yes.
When do you feel most vital and fully alive? In what ways do you model a lived way of honoring the creative process? When you are brought to a place of awe and wonder as to what other people consider to be mundane, how does it truly touch you? Are you able to listen to that bird singing and hear the joy in its voice? Are you able to go out and look at the grass that's on the lawn out there and see that's nothing you could ever of your own create? You see, we live in a very fascinating biological sphere of energies that are so mysterious that they disappear to the common gaze, only to reappear to the one who invites the mystery to come forth and stir them to a place of creative connection that then brings you to an inner fulfillment that no one else could bring to you. Thank you very much for your attention. May this For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.